Party, and this is a plaque that are presenting John with for all his work on behalf of this convention. Is Kathy Moser Hughes here? Lauren Martell, please come up. Ann Ubellis. Diane Belsom. Marcia Keck. Sheila Lancaster. John and Pat Hoffman. Just please step up on the stage. Diane, thank you so much. You have played a major role in making this the success it has been. Thank you, Diane. Diane Belson, head of the Lawrence Tea Party, founder of the Lawrence Tea Party. Kathy Moser Hughes. Kathy, thank you for all your help. Kathy is with the Mount Pleasant 912 near Charleston. Thank you, Kathy. Lauren Martell. Lauren lives in Hilton Head. She's a lawyer and has been fighting against the refugee resettlement in South Carolina.
Thank you, Joe. God bless you.
God bless you. Bear with me, folks. This is a very special award to Ruth Cox, who is the artist who has painted our backdrop that we've used for the past 3 years. Thank you, Ruth. Marcia Keck. Marcia Keck is a vice president of the vice president of the Myrtle Beach Tea Party, and we wish that every tea party in the country could have 15 Marshals. Thank you. Sheila Lancaster has helped us out every year on this convention, and we'd like to thank Sheila. Give her a big hand, please. These are at the same time. John? Charlotte Hendricks. Charlotte here? Come on up, Charlotte, please. Some of these people aren't here because they're still working across the street or upstairs. Charlotte is the founder and president of the Florence Tea Party and has done an outstanding job for 5 years. She has worked with us to put this convention together and brought tons of people down to Florence to help us educate them and the community there. Thank you, Charlotte.
Thank you. That's great. Thank you.
Where's Tom? I'd like to ask Jerry McDaniel, Ron Hughes, and Peter O'Rourke to come to the stage, please. Jerry McDaniel is a founder of the Myrtle Beach Tea Party, and she has been... Jerry has been an outstanding part of this convention since it first started in 1912. I wish, but 2012. And that was the year that we had Newt Gingrich here and Rick Santorum. And after that convention, Jerry went to work for Newt Gingrich. Thank you, Jerry, for all your help. Peter O'Rourke. Peter O'Rourke has been our producer of this convention, and without Peter, this never would have happened. But thank you very much, Peter. I'm not hiding, folks. Trying to get this out of the... This last award here is for Ron and Sharon Hughes. Sharon, could you come up, please? Ron and Sharon go back to the very beginning of our idea of having this convention, and they have been invaluable in helping to get it organized and to get people in a coalition throughout the state together to come to this event whose purpose is to educate American people with the truth. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Sharon. Is Tom Safford here? Okay. Well, did you come? Ann Ubellis? Annie, would you come up here, please? Annie is the radio chick on Southern Sense Radio, and she was also president of the Beaufort Tea Party. She does a great job interviewing conservatives all over. And Annie, I'd like to thank you for all your help through the years.
You surprised me, thank you.
Good. That's what it was supposed to be. Okay, hi. Right. Okay. We have been so blessed with our founding fathers and the wisdom of their ideas, of people like James Madison, the writer of the Constitution, father of the Constitution, and those people who wanted to be free from the tyranny of Great Britain. In 1776, the Declaration of Independence was written, and they declared that they wanted to be a free nation and forever allow their children, grandchildren, immigrants that wanted to come and be part of the American dream to be free. They recognized God and his role in giving them the wisdom to put the words together for perhaps the second greatest document in the history of the world. When we think about the American dream, and look at the words, analyze the words, that our Constitution says there should be equal opportunity for all. What a tremendous idea in a world that is so unequal, that a world led by tyrants everywhere, that subjugates and enslaves people in countries all over the world. What a wonderful idea to have equal opportunity. But these were smart men. And they did not say that the people coming to America were entitled to equal outcomes. Equal opportunity, yes. Equal outcomes, no. And you think about some of the symbols of this great nation. Each day at this convention, we say the Pledge of Allegiance. But do we all stop and think about the words? Or is it just rote that people go through the motions? Think about these words in the Pledge of Allegiance. One nation. Not multicultural conclaves all over this great land, but one nation, undivided, with liberty and justice for all. Not a Justice Department run by Eric Holder or Loretta Lynch that picks winners and losers and decides which laws to enforce. They don't have that right. The Constitution does not make them tyrants that can dictate who is going to be punished and who is not. The laws are written by the legislature and are to be enforced by the Justice Department. The Justice Department does not get to make its own laws. It doesn't say in the Constitution that Becky Garretson and every Tea Party group that applies for a 501c4 status is to have their applications held up for 5 years. It doesn't say that at all. Look how far we have fallen from 1776 and 1787 when our Constitution was signed. The only way that we are going to get our country back is if we stop dividing it. We have the divider-in-chief sitting in 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, and his mission since his inauguration has been to destroy this nation, to pit us one against another. And the saddest part of all is that he is perhaps one of the most successful presidents in our history, because he is getting, through a compliant legislative branch, every single thing that he wants. The world is endangered by giving $150 billion to Iran, and by giving them a treaty which will allow them to go ahead and build nuclear weapons. And everyone in the Middle East is going to have their own nuclear weapons to counter Iran. Why could not? We gave the Senate to the Republican Party. Why could the Senate have not said, okay, Mr. Obama, you want a treaty with Iran? It's going to be a treaty. And according to our laws, a treaty is only passed when it gets the vote of 67 senators. Where were they? Why are they not thinking about our country? Why are they not thinking about the safety of the world? Because without the United States, the safety of the world is in severe jeopardy. everywhere. I don't care which continent you go to. All the countries on those continents, they're all in jeopardy. Without a strong power in the world that is willing to do good rather than evil. In 2014 should have been a wake-up call to all of us. There is some evidence that we are starting to wake up as a nation. But in 2014, when all these establishment Republicans, including Senator Lindsey Graham, who had to reach out to Democrats to win a nomination for re-election to Senate, as did Thad Cochran in Mississippi, how did the candidates run? All of a sudden, Lindsey Graham, it made no difference that he voted for Elena Kagan and Sonia Sotomayor. He was the most conservative person in South Carolina, according to his TV commercials. And the same thing for the rest of them. They couldn't run far enough to the right. And then came Election Day. And people believed them and elected them. The very next month, they broke all their campaign promises by voting for the Cromney's bill. It didn't take a month. And they have further disgraced themselves each and every day that Congress has been in session. They allow, because they're afraid of a government shutdown that supposedly was led by Ted Cruz, that was going to destroy the Republican Party, and yet we saw after that government shutdown the biggest victory in the Republican Party's history. You've heard other speakers tell you, I think it was Jeff Duncan, that give us the House and we'll do something to stop Obama. Give us the Senate and we'll really do something to stop Obama. What we need to give them is the boot. We will not be fooled again. The theme for this year's convention was very deliberately chosen. It is, whom do we trust? Trust, all capital letters. Whom do we trust to lead this nation? We are not going to fall for their stories and their campaign rhetoric again. We have so patriotic Americans that still love God and our flag are all over this nation. The core of our nation has not changed. These are good people, these hardworking American citizens. And they still share the fundamental beliefs of our founding fathers in the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. But we are fighting many, many battles at the same time. We are fighting a battle against the Democrats who want to let every illegal alien in the world into the United States, because the Democrats think that they will vote for them, because we give them a gift package when they illegally cross the border. Here's your food stamp card. Here's your welfare check. Here's your housing allotment. And in some states, they even give them in that gift basket, they include driver's licenses. And the right to vote. Where is our Constitution being upheld there? Where is our Constitution being upheld when every single person that we elect to the United States Congress and the Senate, the first thing that they do is they take an oath, a solemn oath, with their hands on the Bible, and in a couple of cases now, their hands on the Koran, to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. And what do? Where is the accountability? If you take a solemn oath and swear on the Bible, should there be some accountability if you violate that oath? Shouldn't the American people be demanding some accountability to those that continually lie to us and lie to God when they take that oath? I think they ought to be brought up on perjury charges. We have been lied to enough. And what we are seeing, I believe, is a critical mass building in this nation, where even the people that didn't want to look at Washington are starting to look. I believe that inside the Beltway, there is an iron curtain. And the people running in the 2016 race for the presidency, the ones that had the courage to come here and talk to you, they are putting bullet holes in that curtain and tearing it down. And if we ever are able to tear that curtain down, you are going to see such outrage on the part of the American people. If they could see what actually happens in the United States Congress, behind closed doors, and who's putting money in whose pocket, and doesn't give a damn about the United States of America, they would be shutting down traffic on I-95. There wouldn't be room for a car on it, because people would be marching shoulder to shoulder in both the north and south directions, but all marching north towards Washington from Miami with pitchforks over their shoulders, ready to go out and clean the barn. This is our year. David Webb asked you to use social media to send out tweets so that we can continue to build that critical mass, so that the American people can be empowered because they see someone is willing to stand up and tell the truth. And that's what every one of our speakers at this weekend convention is telling you, the truth. And we are honored to have each and every one of them. To have a man speak to us with such character and history as Admiral Ace Lyons, and tell us the truth about the corruption in our government, in our military, What an opportunity. You know, Claire Lopez talked to us about Islam. We've all seen the videos where somebody that doesn't agree with Islam gets beheaded. The truth that you're hearing at this weekend convention with such speakers, David Webb, Steve Brannon, Major General Harrell, Bill Cowan, and the speakers you will hear for the rest of the day and tomorrow. They are cutting off the heads of political correctness. And so we need to tweet. We need to get out on Facebook. And we need to tell the rest of the American people that we're on the attack. And we are going to slay political correctness in this nation and take it back. And we need more brave women like Becky Garrettson that will make the personal sacrifice to run for Congress. Because she loves her country. Because she wants to see a free country for her children and a land of opportunity for her children. But not only her children, she wants to see it for your children and your grandchildren and generations to come. Charlotte said, don't forget to mention those that are selling us out. I would like to focus on those that are joining us. And may it be the great mass of the American people that gets out in this primary season and decides, not Fox News, who's going to be the next president, who's allowed on the top tier, the bottom tier of a debate. America isn't about the news media choosing our president. It is about us choosing our president. This weekend, you have or will see the next president of the United States. I don't have a doubt in my mind. And I think even if the FBI ignores the obvious mountain of evidence against Hillary Clinton, there is going to be a landslide like this country has never seen before, and conservatives are going to take this country back. And when we take this country back, we will have a Justice Department and an Attorney General that looks at the law and enforces the law. And many who are in administrations and agencies in the government right now, the law will have its way with them. Thank you so much, each and every one of you, for coming and being a part of this. We are showing the rest of the nation through our live stream, through your tweets, through your Facebook postings, that there is hope for this country because there are brave men and women that are not going to be stepped upon like cockroaches. We're going to stand up. And we're not afraid of our government. but we want a government that we can be proud of again. Thank you very much. Let's grab some lunch.
Real quick, everybody. The elevator on the